of all, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
After the last game, you said you wanted to, quote, get your head on the rim and finish.
Yeah.
So how do you think you and the team did in that department tonight?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I have no stats for you guys, but I think we did good. I think that, really the mindset and things that we wanted to focus in on were rebounding, getting to the free throw line, and just moving the ball. And I feel, the way that we started stayed pretty consistent throughout the game. Like, the ball was flying all over the place and just finding open person.
Brayden said you guys had a team meeting this morning. Do you feel like maybe that kind of helped you guys get re-grounded, especially after losing get 2 more players?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think sometimes it's nice to just air things out, put it out in the open. And there wasn't anything immaculate that was said from there, but just giving the space and the opportunity for players to say what's on their mind and know that we trust this group completely, and we have to get back to our confident self. And a win like tonight definitely helps that.
Breanna, I know only 14 minutes from Asia tonight, but Niara drew that assignment, that primary assignment, and held her scoreless, or 2 points of the night. First of all, how impressed were you with her effort? And second of all, you getting off of playing the big and back a little roam, how does that help you defensively?
Definitely. I mean, hopefully Asia's okay. It's always, you want to go against the best every single night, so tough to see her go down. But really proud of Niara's minutes on her. It's definitely a tough assignment, and she made her kind of play into congestion and take tough contested shots. And for me, it was nice to be able to be on her, but also roam off of her and just really see the backside, especially with a playmaker like Chelsea, really just trying to find anybody on the court, make it a little bit more difficult for her.
Stewie, Sandy spoke a lot about how everyone needed to do a little bit more for you guys to finally get back into the win column. How did you sort of see that manifest and play out tonight? Yeah,
I mean, I think that's what I was talking about with the rebounds and the free throws. It's nothing crazy. We're not trying to add a ton of load to anybody in particular, but effort plays. Really kind of imposing our will, getting those rebounds. That possession where we had multiple offensive rebounds between Beck and KB, like those things matter. And getting downhill, getting to the free throw line. I don't think we shot enough free throws in our last game, and that was just a point of emphasis for us.
Breanna, you and the Aces, you guys have faced off a lot of times. You guys were down some players, they were down some players, Asia went out. How is it with the addition of Melissa Smith to this team? Going in, was the prep different with her being added, and did that change over the course of the games with Asia going out?
I mean, I think them adding Melissa, they're adding a young post player that has tons of potential, and you have to know where she is, especially underneath the basket. She's a great rebounder and finisher around the basket. But at the same time, we know who's the head of the snake, and really making sure that we knew where the other 4 were.
Stewie and Katie talked a lot about staying together and how important that is during games like this. Just kind of where do you see that materialize itself on the floor?
Yeah, just riding the waves, the highs and the lows, and knowing that things are going to happen over the course of the game. But really making a conscious effort to huddle together, to talk things through. And it's always helpful to be at home. Having that crowd cheering for us the entire night and fighting against some calls was funny, but definitely love playing at home.
Stewie, can you talk about with KB having 6 steals?
I know.
Honestly,
did she have most of them in the second half? Because that's what it felt like.
Third quarter.
KB was everywhere. It seemed like, at the end of the possession or at the end of the shot clock, she was underneath the basket, getting a deflection, getting a steal, diving on the floor, just really, it's like she knew where the ball was going before it went there. And really happy for her to be able to make that impression on the offense, but also defensive end.
What would it mean to have Natasha Cloud basically on the bench as a de facto 4th assistant coach tonight?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, to have Tasha and Izzy, obviously JJ's been doing it, just in our ear, giving us, words of affirmation and confidence is really helpful. And just kind of keeping an awareness of what we're doing and what needs to be done better.
It seems like tonight that Leonie Peebish finally is starting to catch her rhythm. Yeah. What impressed you about her?
Yeah, I mean, who was I talking about this morning with Leo hasn't shot more than 6 shots Somebody in shoot around, yeah. See?
Yep,
How many she
Lucas.
shoot tonight? 11. Hey. I literally thought about that when in the first quarter she shot like 3 shots within 3 minutes. I was like, okay, Leo's gonna be aggressive today, but that's what we need. You know, she's more than just a 3-and-D player. She can get into the heart of defenses and find and finish.
Still, we spoke about this briefly. I just wanted to follow up with you and see, has the WNBA reached out to anybody on the Liberty to participate in any of the challenges?
No?
We're not talking that right now.
Breanna,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems like no.
Yeah.
Brianna, you guys go down 7 early in the third quarter, and then come out with an offensive lineup. Marine comes on the floor too, and you go smaller. Obviously, Asia's out at that point.
Yeah.
But how did Marine help flip some of that energy after those KB steals? Because she was involved in a lot of that hit ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think Marine was just being active, and I think that's one of the things we talked about too today. Is like we want Marine to be able to be herself on both ends of the floor, and the way she's obviously, you know, knocking down threes, but getting out in transition and making big plays. You know, we had that possession where I don't even know, we got it back into 2 or 1 or whatever the case was, and the arena kind of erupted. But she moved really well on and off the ball and gives Sab help offensively when she can kind of handle for a little bit and not have, you know, one player in the action all the time.
A few more?
KB credited you guys for pouring into her and helping kind of draw that confidence out. How do you assess when a teammate needs that kind of boost?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always helpful, you know, and I think that's the biggest thing is, you know, instead of us all internally focusing on ourselves, like how can we focus on someone else? You know, when things are struggling, we're losing games, we're down bodies, people are tired, like let me focus on uplifting one of my other teammates, and that kind of becomes contagious, and nobody's immune to needing some confidence or needing some uplifting. So we do it for KB and know she's going to do it for someone else, and eventually it's going to reach everybody.
Speaking of coaches, Sandy got traded. Yeah.
You got it.
Speaking of coaches, Sandy got traded to, you know, Caitlin side with that and with Sugar. Do you have any reaction towards that fun dynamic?
Well, me against Sandy.
And
like
what-
old times.
And what about being selected by Team Fee and getting to play with Paige and your UConn?
Yeah,
players?
a lot of Huskies on the squad. Excited to be able to kind of play with Paige and just have a great time in Indy.
So what do you make of Sabrina's start to the month generally? Not just her scoring, but passing, setting the tone on each defensive end.
Yeah, I mean, I think Sab came in. Obviously, she wasn't really happy with the way she played on the road trip. She was dealing with her neck injury, but came in and it's just efficient in a lot of different categories and helping get us kind of jump started offensively and making the right plays and the right reads.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.